That might come in handy.
Strictly speaking, I would never encourage anyone to break the law, but those sirens are getting awfully close, and a life sentence for a machine can last a very long time. So move!
This equipment is surveying several different locations, including my office. Someone knows what I've been up to. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. This SOB's been living up here, watching my every move. Yeah, Louis once told me these rooms were used by bootleggers and not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Not even one crate of... Yeah, tough break, hombre. Not even one crate of mixers. This guy was hardcore. Nice to meet you, Maldonado. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick. That's a damn shame. This guy was working diligently to get a free sub at Inspector Burns' barbecue. As I try to make my great escape down the ladder, I find two officials waiting to greet me.
Hello, boys.
Well, if it isn't Tex Murphy, what were you doing in there?
Well, it's a little hard to Oh, you know the drill.
I was really trying to get my hands on that surveillance equipment. Maybe I could see exactly what happened to me. Now the only way I'll find it is if New San Francisco's finest decides to play ball with me. I don't know why they'd start now, but I'd better polish up on the old Murphy charm.
Whether you're a mutant or a norm, San Francisco is our home. Be a part of the solution to crime. If you see something suspicious, please report it to the SFPD immediately.
Make it quick, Murphy. I got about a million things to do. And wasting time on you ain't one of them.
Didn't take you long to get in trouble, did it? You here to turn yourself in?
So, where's Malden? Not that I'm complaining.
In case you didn't get the memo, I head up the department now. And things aren't as loosey-goosey as they were under Malden.
Yeah, I gotta admit, Malden did like his goosies a little loosey. So why is it you think I came down here to turn myself in?
Well, we just found you at a crime scene with a dead body. That dead body happens to be Carlos Maldonado, a PI working the same neighborhood as you. Is that your way of intimidating the competition?
The name Maldonado means nothing to me. And I insist that you give me a polygraph test to prove it.
I was just reviewing your file when you came in.
Is that a lot? Because it looks like a lot.
August 2047, Beek Nariz, NSFPD informant. Beaten and hospitalized after providing information about Tex Murphy. Nariz refuses to identify his assailant. No charges ever filed. November 2048. Surveillance video shows suspected extortionist Jen Lee leaving the Golden Pagoda with Tex Murphy, never to be seen again. The case remains unsolved. Shall I go on? In the past few years, you've gained quite a reputation for yourself. You've got New San Francisco's criminal underbelly running scared.
I can honestly say that I have absolutely no memory of any of these crimes. I mean, I'll take a polygraph test if you want.
We arrest criminals so they could be tried in a court of law. We don't just kill them, and I won't tolerate vigilantism. If you didn't kill Maldonado, what were you doing then?
I just found out he was spying on me. I followed the trail and saw that Maldonado had surveillance equipment aimed at my office. I want to find out what he recorded.
Who cares what he recorded? If you're such an upstanding citizen, you've got nothing to hide, right?
I wanted to find out whether he caught me scrapbooking. If that gets out, I'm through in this town.
I don't even think you're joking about that. You're free to go, Murphy. For now. Any questions? I'm not sure what to think of you, Murphy. I have no evidence of an abduction. Just a dead body and only one person of interest. It might be in your best interest if you could find out what happened. That whole neighborhood seems to attract more than its fair share of trouble. As far as the coroner and the commissioner were concerned, finding Chelsea's remains in your speeder were enough to pronounce her legally dead. She's an investigative reporter at the Bay City Mirror, one of the less obnoxious ones. I know Maldonado was a dirtbag, but unless it's in self-defense, killing somebody, even a dirtbag, is a crime and will be prosecuted. I'm not allowed to let you see it.
That encrypted memory stick probably has some useful information on it.
Oh, great advice. If you could help me break it, then I'd be impressed. Guess I'll have to see if anyone else on the street can break it for me. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Well, you shouldn't. As I ring the bell, I expect Nilo, but another familiar face pops up from behind the counter. It's Clint. Looks like he's dabbled in some home plastic surgery to cover his empty eye socket. It's amazing what you can do with a tire patch, spray paint, and crazy glue.
Ah, Mr. Murphy, will you be needing some housekeeping done? I can't remember the last time we saw you around here.
Clint? You work here now?
Oh, I guess you wouldn't remember. I heard about your blackout. I used to have those, but they were more brownouts, you know, my old chocolate addiction.
So, where is Nilo? You haven't had to resort to working for that scumbag, have you?
Nilo, man, I haven't heard that name in years. Not since I bought this place from him. The city was gonna condemn it, but Nilo didn't feel like fixing it up, so he sold it real cheap.
Where did Nilo end up?
You mean Nellie? He got a sex change. Yeah, I don't know. He tried to pass himself off as his long-lost twin sister for a while, but that didn't fly.
Well, you've come a long way, Clint. From living in a dumpster to owning your own dump.
But on the bright side, we've exterminated most of the roaches and reinforced the foundation after the big quake last year. And finally got real fire extinguishers, so no more painted-on safety features. We're up to a 3-star cubic zirconia rating in the Mutant Leisure blog spot now.
So how did you afford all of this? I mean, didn't you normally eat up all your profits at the chocolate stand?
It's mostly thanks to you, my #1 tenant. You pay up front, and I always throw in a little extra to make sure I keep an extra eye on your place.
So, you say I haven't stayed here in a while? I must have a place somewhere else.
You kinda dropped out of circulation back in '44. No one around here knows what happened to you. Now you don't either, I guess. You're paid through the end of the year, just like every year. You hardly ever hear these days, but hey, let me get my nose out of your business. That sounded disgusting. Let's change the subject. What can I do for you? You keep being my best tenant, and I'll be your biggest fan. Deal? The cops came by to ask me about that, but I wasn't here at the time. This may not be much, but it's mine, and I love it. Nice guy, but he's got some screws loose. Dumbest name ever for a shop. Just get the holes patched before you move out, or I will keep your security deposit. Look, I know I used to joke with you about Chelsea being in love with me, but that was just my jealousy talking. That's Louis' niece, right? Tall, brunette. Oh. I've got to steer clear of his diner. Too many chocolate memories. Look, I've had my own problems, as you know. I was in a kind of a dark place 7 years ago. Dark, bitter, sometimes nuts, raisins, or God help me, marshmallows. Nice girl for circuits and chips. We don't need to talk about that, do we? That was a real tragedy. I can't help you with that. I can barely work a toaster. Maldonado? Nothing but trouble. I steer clear of that hombre. Maldonado was spying on you? Are you sure it was you? Me? I'm just living the dream. One chocolate-free day at a time.
If a bell is on the front desk, I could ring it and talk to the clerk. Well, this is a flashy new neighbor. Lead pipes are always magically drawn to my skull like moths to the flame.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
Yeah, no detective worth his salt would be without a fax machine.
Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting. Phone message waiting.
This message is for Mr. Tex Murphy. Storm clouds are brewing. Are you with White Russians or against us? A White Guard member is close. Prove your loyalty and we will reveal the truth.
What the heck was that? There must be another Tex Murphy in the phone book. An article on the... This looks interesting. Enigma. It's one of my business cards, but it looks different. That's not right. Looks like somebody's wiped my computer clean. That accomplished nothing. I'll need to find a computer whiz to break the encryption on this memory stick. Archie Ellis wrote a book? I bet this sells for pennies on eBay. I see my credentials. My friend Louis runs the Brew and Stew, and this is his personal brand of coffee. Well, I had the store permanently sealed as it opened directly into my bedroom. The door to my back storage room is locked. Whoa. I've never seen this much money in my... It's a genuine Ark of the Covenant footrest. I picked it up at a government warehouse sale years back, but I've never had the nerve to open it all the way. Rook's the little gremlin who runs the pawn shop. I've heard that his hard shell is hiding a heart of gold, but if it was, he'd cut it out himself with a rusty soup can lid.
Murphy! Here, let me look at you. Louis told me something terrible has happened. I've been worried sick.
Well, I appreciate the concern, but other than a weird case of amnesia, I'm fine.
But Louis says you're behaving like a totally different person.
Yeah, according to Louis, I've turned into a real bastard over the last 7 years. I think losing my memories brought the old text back.
Oh, Lord. Please don't tell me that lump on your head has turned you back into the pathetic, pestering P.I. I used to know. This is a nightmare.
I'm sorry, Rook. I can only imagine how hard this is for you.
It's temporary, though, right? A side effect? Please tell me you'll be changing back.
Well, one of these nights, you're going to get visited by 3 ghosts, and it's going to be very scary for you, but then we're going to have turkey and everything's going to be great.
Look, Murphy, I'll grant you have some detective skills, but it was all relentless, annoying banter and endless questions to me. Imagine my surprise when, over the past few years, you turned into someone I could actually tolerate.
No kidding. So what was it you loved most about the new me?
You cut out all the chit-chat and became a no-nonsense customer who pays in cash. You always seem to have plenty of cash.
Oh, I get it. All of a sudden, I get some dough, and suddenly we're best friends. So how'd it come up with so much cash?
Well, how should I know? I mean, if I'd asked you that 2 days ago, you would have punched me in the face.
Maybe I should punch you now. Might jog both our memories.
Oh, very funny. I'll admit, Murphy, you do have a certain charm. It makes my skin crawl.
Okay, I'll cut the chit-chat. Just tell me where I come up with all this cash.
All my transactions are done in strictest confidence. That hasn't changed.
I'm having a few rough days here, Rook, and all I'm trying to do is get my memory back. I could use a little help.
Fine. Though I don't know anything that could possibly explain what's happened to you. Believe me, I'd tell you if I did. Now I suppose this is where you ask if I mind answering a few questions, but this is not for old time's sake. You became a sullen, short-tempered bully, and I miss that desperately. I heard a commotion and saw a crazed man running willy-nilly down the street and 2 other men in pursuit. I was hoping they would tear that flop house down, and they would have too if it weren't for that meddling Clint. Such an upbeat, chipper little man. Utterly obnoxious. I knew she'd get nothing but trouble being with you. I went there once, never again. What with that herbal tea and incense, it's a veritable gas chamber. Oof. Louis's niece is an absolute delight. What she sees in you is an absolute mystery. A prince among men makes me wish I could still eat solid food. Years ago, after Chelsea disappeared, you came to me looking for leads to some valuable items, among them a lost Fabergé egg. You left the street for a long time. When you returned to Chandler Avenue, you seemed like a different person, darker, more dangerous. I understand you have a thing for holograms. Maybe she's just your type. I'm sure you know much more about that than I. Some say you know exactly what happened. That's the man you think was abducted? The one I saw being chased down the street? I never heard his name before you told me. What is that? Maldonado? He puts the PI in pig. I heard you two had something of a rivalry going on. Why would I know anything about that? If the police confiscated it, I suggest you talk to the police about it. Like I always say, you can take a bum out of a dumpster, but you'll never get a dumpster out of a bum. Next question.
Now that Rooks is open, I'll bet his back gate's open too. Yeah, it's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. Rumor is Zach Williams, owner of the electronics shop, is tied to organized crime. Well, we've had our problems in the past. For example, the last time I was here, he shot my credit card into 1,000,000 pieces. I'm hoping he's in a little better humor today and doesn't blow my brains out, or even worse.
Okay, I don't want any trouble.
Well, just so I'm clear, what kind of trouble are you not wanting?
Everyone knows what happens to people who get on your bad side. Only one reason you ever come in here, and it ain't to buy anything. You know all our stuff is junk.
I just want to know what's going on upstairs.
Look, the guys upstairs don't want any trouble either. They said you can have whatever you want at cost. You can even put it on credit. Then I'll just tear up the bill.
Oh, I'm not talking about your bosses. I'm talking about the guy upstairs, the dead one.
Look, I know how much you hated Maldonado, and I probably shouldn't have let him use the second floor. But he was paying cash, and he kept a low profile. So I thought it was all good. I didn't know what he was doing up there, and I didn't want to know.
Well, I didn't kill Maldonado, although I could have, if that's what you're thinking.
I wasn't thinking anything except what I could do to help, so you won't hurt me. You the man, okay? We good? Look, I told the cops I wasn't here, which is technically true. I just parked out back when I heard the gunshots, so I just started the engine right back up and got the hell out. You live there, so I'm not going to say a thing about it. That place opened up a couple of months ago. Doesn't look like my kind of joint. I do love Louie's cooking. Just don't ask what's in it and you'll be fine. All I know is you ain't the same guy that came slinking in here 7 years ago. Sorry to hear about that. Is that what turned you into Mr. Badass? I think he's the one who came by to check in on Maldonado. Must have been a client. Don't know anything else about him. I sell items to customers, not purchase them. Sure, Maldonado was a creep, but his money spent just the same. He said he needed to do a stakeout of the Ritz. Didn't mention any specific names. Didn't sound like a big deal, and he was offering a good chunk of change. I saw him bring in some cameras, so he must have been recording the surveillance. But whatever he had got confiscated by the cops. That guy's a go-getter. Why don't you get him to answer these questions? Let's just leave me out of this, okay?
Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. Holly must be out on strike. I'd better come back later to talk to her. It's closed. Most businesses on Chandler Avenue won't open until later. What the hell is that?
That's a SPO pad, protecting the universe from imperfect life forms since 1967. It's like a mall cop with a 5,000 meter volt taser without a moral code. Be careful, Tex. I could get hurt. Well, that was sooner than I expected. Next time, try destroying the SFO pad before entering Meldondo's office.
Oh, it's a security drone. If I enter its line of sight, I'm toast. It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification. Nice to meet you, Maldonado. That's not right. That was a waste of time.
It's real good having you stop in more regular. How can I help you? That Holly is a real spitfire. I don't know how I feel about the whole holograms of people too thing, but yeah, why not? I can't really talk about that. If she died the way the cops said she did, burned inside your speeder, it's just too much to think about. I keep a little hope that maybe she ain't dead at all. Or at least that maybe she died in a more peaceful way. I'm no good with that computer stuff, but that little fella at the barbecue joint is a whiz. I'll bet he could get you taken care of. You wouldn't remember him. He moved into the neighborhood a few years back. Not a pleasant man. I'll leave it at that. So that so-and-so was spying on you. You and I wasn't real close, so I couldn't say why he'd been doing that. That Clint's really come up in the wild, though I still hide the chocolate cake when he drops by. I don't want him falling back into his, old ways. Yeah, same old ornery cuss he ever was. Don't bother me none. I guess I'm just used to it. Zach don't come in here a whole lot. I guess he don't like my food much. Haven't had another food joint on the street since Francesca ran the Slice of Heaven. I thought it might cut into my business some, but not so far. Maybe we just don't have a lot of barbecue eaters around here.
As I step into Inspector Burns' barbecue, I think I'm having a stroke. But no, burning toast is their special today. Behind the counter is the kid who Louis referred me to as the computer whiz.
Welcome to Inspector Burns Barbecue. My name is Mojo. Special today is chili con carnage. They'll destroy your hunger as well as your taste buds. Order when you're ready.
Well, those 3 little barbecued pigs look good. I could really wolf those down.
Hey, you're Tex Murphy.
And you're Mojo. What a shagadelic name, baby, yeah!
My real name is Mordecai Josephus.
Are you serious? Well, that's my real name, too.
No way!
Yeah, well, it's pretty close. It's actually Tiberius, James Tiberius. And my mom, she starts to call me Tibby. And, well, I had to come up with something that I could live with.
The ultimate Tex Murphy trivia. You just made my day. Look, I don't mean to geek out on you here, but you're Tex Murphy. Badass private eye. Man out of time. Always quick with a joke or his fist. What are you doing in a dump like this?
Well, I wanted to find out what was incinerating all the cockroaches.
Nice. Classic Tex Murphy.
Can you talk and cook at the same time?
Oh, you don't want to eat here. The food really will burn your face off. Inspector Burns is a bitter, bitter man. So, what are you working on? Wait, let me guess. Some kind of case just dropped in your lap. Seems like a small-time job, but there are tons of loose ends leading in all kinds of directions, and you are blindly getting nowhere.
Well, yeah, that is kind of what's happening.
Oh, I could help you.
Well, I guess you could grill the suspects.
You are killing me. Look, Mr. Murphy, you fancy yourself as sort of a timeless classic, a PI archetype for the ages. You know your way around the crime scene, but it's no secret that you're not so good with high-tech gadgets. That's where I come in.
Well, now that you mention it, there might be something you can help me with.
I just can't believe I got a chance to meet my idol. Me and Archie are buds. So glad Archie opened up his shop here. He's like a god at all this conspiracy stuff. Chelsea Bando, the Nora to your Nick. I wish I could have met her. Inspector Burns has tried to torch the Bruin stew at least twice. Sometimes I spend hours just thinking about what kind of baby she and I would have together. Sorry you lost her, but man, did you ever get an attitude? Sure, I can decrypt a memory stick, no problem. It may take a while, at least a day. You think Maldonado was spying on you? Not surprising. He's the guy you hired to take photos of your cheating wife. You're the guy they hired to beat the crap out of the guy you catch with your wife. Comes in here all the time to eat just so he can complain. He says he likes barbecue, so I'm not sure why he eats here. Like Inspector Burns says, it all tastes the same when your tongue's charred.
Another item on my to-do list today is checking out Maldonado's regular. Inspector Burns finally opened his own barbecue joint. I bet it tastes just like arson in your mouth. These dumpsters have housed various individuals over the years. It's always nice to know I'll have a place to go if I can't make rent. Yeah, I used to come back here and shoot hoops until I threw my back out.
Ten seconds left. Down by one. Murphy has the ball. He fakes. He drives. It's a 360. He's fouled.
Or was it my front? Lord knows what I could do with an anvil, but it might be useful. It's Rook's hydropod garden. Whenever I see this, I think of Gordon Fitzpatrick from my Pandora case.
I've got anti-hydrogen pods on board, and I've got to get us as far away from Earth as possible.
Pods?
Pods. Anti-hydrogen pods.
He wasn't from around here, or even from this solar system. That's Rook's pawn shop.
Wow, nothing is so simple or wonderfully effective as blunt force trauma.
It's locked. I won't be able to enter without proper identification.
Wow, a place even sleazier than yours. And you have an animal print bedspread.
Emily? Oh, man. I hope she's doing this to get through school. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have been friends, if you were alive. It's the depressed man's kitchen. What's this? It's a key to the exclusive llama club. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle story. Ew, even I have a higher standard of living. Both Maldonado and I appreciate subtle storytelling techniques. Maybe we could have... His filing techniques are crude at best. His filing techniques are crude at best. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Hello?
Could I speak to Carlos? Tex?
Sorry, have we met? That woman knew me, but hung up quickly when she realized I didn't know her.
If we can find her, maybe we could get some answers.
She must have visited Chandler while she was doing business with Maldonado. Maybe someone around here will recognize the photo. Larry Hammond wasn't really a mutant.
I wanted to make sure you came here alone.
Well, I hope you were more careful about being followed than I was.
Now, I have a very strong sense of self-preservation. I even brush my teeth carefully.
Yeah, it shows. But man, he sure looked like one. I prefer Weenie World's tater tots. Amateur. Problem with vid phones is you can't call anyone from the bathroom anymore. Hair cream. Glad I don't need this. Well, even I wouldn't stoop so low as to reading someone's diary. I prefer Weenie World. It's the only Roach Hotel. Motel postcards. Motel postcards. Yuck. There's gum in motel postcards. Maldonado must make... I prefer Emily? Oh, man. I hope she's doing this. If this woman has been doing business with Maldonado... It's the only Roach Hotel where you have a better chance of survival inside than outside. Yuck. There's gum in this shoe.
Whatever you need, Mike, just ask. I might have seen this lady in here not long ago. Didn't catch your name.
Hey, Mr. Murphy. Still running the decryption program. You can hang with me till it's done. Shouldn't be more than 4 or 5 hours. Who's that?
Not again. You're gonna get me fired. Or worse. I don't know what it is they're serving in there, but it sure as hell ain't barbecue. That's a fine piece of humanity there. She stopped by the other day and checked out our selection. Took her about 2 seconds to realize it was all crap, so she seemed to know her stuff.
As I made it perfectly clear, your status as a paying customer earns you a modicum of goodwill. I suggest you use it judiciously.
Sorry, you lost me at modicum. Look, answer a few questions for me and I won't kick your butt when I get my memory back.
At least he knows how to keep his mouth shut. Just smelling the fumes coming off that establishment irritates my bowels. Lovely. Oh, she may have come by here. I can't be sure.
Always happy to help out my best tenant. That little gremlin's never forgiven me for stealing his newspapers and using them for blankets. That guy's all mobbed up, so I keep my distance. I haven't tried it. They say that the sauce will melt your eyeballs, and that's a risk I'm just not willing to take. I know for a fact I've never seen this fox before, because if I had, she'd be my lady love.
Hey, Tex. How's your case progressing? Let me check. I can confirm that Mason Bowers has been a registered guest here. Sorry, Tex. I'm not allowed to give out any more information than that. If I could smell, I'm pretty sure he would stink. Always looks like he's up to something unsavory. The Ritz landlord? Seems like he may have a couple of screws loose, but nice enough. That crusty old perv is always coming in here trying to get a peek at my underpixels. I think the kid who works here has a crush on me. Maybe one of these days I'll rock his little world. Yeah, I've seen this woman in here. In fact, she picked up a piece of mail that's been delivered here. I might be able to get a name or address for you. Let me see if I have an image of the envelope. Yep, got it. I'll print it out for you.
Holly sends the information about the mystery woman to my smart Alex, and I get a new location on the map. It's on the coast near Monterey. Whoever owns this place has mucho dinero. Looks like a swipe card reader. Yeah, I bet some intense smoking competitions take place here. Cigarettes. Yummy.
The air outside feels thick, like I'm breathing through a pair of dirty gym socks. It's a high radiation day. Most everyone will be staying inside, but I need to hunt for some work. I always like to start the day with the traditional PI breakfast. That hits the spot.
get in my speeder and realize I'm very wobbly and my vision's pretty fuzzy. I realize it's finally time to get this head wound checked out and some professional input on what's happened to me. And now's as good a time as any. I call a cab, and I'm on my way to the North Hill Clinic.
Where are you headed?
North Hill Clinic.
Well, I better step on it. You look like you're in pretty bad shape. Your eyes are really bloodshot.
Yeah, you should see him from this side.
Live around here?
Yeah, I do. The Ritz.
I've heard there's a lot of Morlocks in that area.
Morlocks?
That's what they call them. Some new, crazy type of mutant.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard rumors that they're attacking people.
On Chandler Avenue?
Just rumors. But you never know. Things could get worse, sir. Sorry. I just wanted to let you know I was packing heat up here. Didn't mean to freak you out.
That's fine. It's just the last time I got a ride from someone, they shot me, so I'm a little jumpy. It's a nice gun, by the way. I used to have one just like it.
I've had this for a long time. Some idiot threw it out his window.
The head wound is painful for sure. Maybe this Dr. Donahue can help me sort things out.
Taylor warned me you might be a problem patient.
Oh, yeah, come in now when everything stops moving. A minute ago, it was like Fantasia in here.
I'm just gonna assume you've got some head trauma. Let's see what's going on.
Weird question for you. Is there any way to tell whether I'm dreaming or not?
Do you want to know if you're dreaming right now? Ah! Yep, you're awake. So tell me what happened.
I woke up a few hours ago with this goose egg on my head and an injection mark on my arm. I've got no idea how I got them. As a matter of fact, I have no idea about anything over the past 7 years.
It took a pretty good shot to the head. Enough to knock you out. It caused some short-term memory loss, but for 7 years. Let's see that mark on your arm. I think we'll need to draw some blood. Everything on your form accurate?
Everything except my name, address, and billing information.
Oh, I'm guessing your bloodstream's full of cholesterol and toxins, but I'm sure we'll find something else there, too. Have you ever had an implant?
Look, I just want my figure to be in proportion.
Well, that injection mark concerns me, but I don't want to speculate. I would really like to keep you overnight for observation. You mind waiting around until we figure this out?
Sure, if we can get it done in 5 minutes. While we're waiting, though, could I ask you a few questions?
Let's just keep this professional, shall we? I don't think you could do much better. And yes, I mean that the way it sounded. I believe he runs a diner over on Telegraph Hill. I've dealt with many cases of amnesia, but nothing exactly like this.
After leaving North Hill, I get a cab ride back to my office. After a while, I'm feeling a little better, so I hop in my speeder and head out to the address of the mystery woman, who I hope can give me info on Mason Bowers.
Nice, this is more like it. Fun fact, this is a former vacation home for 3 James Bond villains. Goldfinger! Wah, wah, wah.
This house belongs in a tax bracket that I'm most unfamiliar with. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. This coffee table's a special design. It's got a hidden drawer. Well, one man's trash is a... Hello? Hello? The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1, a friendly greeting could open doors for you. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Baseball card? Used to collect these as a kid. Now I collect past due notices. Hey, smoke no more cigarettes. I hear they have a smoking deterrent system built right into the cigarette.
Hey, buddy! Do you know 1,000 people stop smoking every day by dying, you moron? Kissing you would be like licking an ashtray. Get it, dumbass? Did you know that you and I are similar? We both are certified butthead. No, don't kill me. Have mercy.
Well, the system's about as effective as other systems I've tried. But I'll keep these in case I have a smoking emergency. Barrels make any interior space look more rugged. Now that's my kind of book. Must have gotten these from the Big and Tall Curtain store. I think that's upside down. The table's all wobbly. Really? They found someone to eat this crap? Magnets. How do they work? That's a terrible place for a petri dish. Tried to make a hard-boiled egg using one of these. That was a big mistake. Never, ever. This coffee's been out here for days. Salty. Tasty. Cookies? Nope. Just flour. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. You can really judge a person by most of the stuff. You can really judge most of the fine feast for mice. I've always learned the hard way. There's no good. I really should look into getting a kitchen for my apartment. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. Well, that might come in handy. King Twinkie is the only royalty I read. Really? They found someone to eat this crap? Well, judging by all this fiber, the owner has digestive issues. My landlord always reminds me that indoor plumbing is a privilege, not a right. A remembrance of a much simpler time. I find moisturizing to be the most important part of a daily routine. Oh, I always put out fresh towels for my guests. Yeah, I believe that's a towel. Let's see, that says oh, bath. Tsunami! Another Mike and Ike Hammer candy. Well, one man's trash is a PI's clue. Surely, after all we've been through, you would not turn against me and turn to her. Looks like someone with the initial T was doubting Mason's allegiance. Maybe try something out. No bidet? Sick. Lord knows I could use a plunger at my place. Tsunami! Who sells seashells by the seashore? Who sells seashells? Yeah, just some books. Yeah, just some books. Hey, bada bada bada. The soothing, sultry siren song of a redcat. Staring at this picture is more exciting than watching a game of baseball. Must be a Barry Bonds baseball. It's got an asterisk on it. Well, that might come in handy. Reminds me of the time I tried to cook meatloaf. Well, this looks cheap. Who sells Seashell? A collector's edition of Matt Cubase Tyler baseball card. I wouldn't dare thieve that. Now that was a well, there's Waldo. Well, there's Waldo. Nothing I can use. Say hello to my little friends. Now that was a terrible year for wine. There's room for every member of the Brady family on here except Alice, and I never considered her part of the family anyway. Nice. Pillaging must be one of their hobbies. Sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, if you know what I mean. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. Yeah, that's about the only sailboat I could afford. There's a past due notice here.
You're late, you bum!
Note to self, check and make sure I made my speeder payment. Oh, I don't think a lot of studying went on in here with that flat screen TV on the wall. Oh, sure, that seems impressive. But I bet you it wasn't nearly as difficult as obtaining my PI license from an entire summer of night school. Wrong form of its. Come on, people. Yeah, just some books. Now I could use that. Well, that won't work. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. I need to enter a greeting phrase under the alphanumeric keypad. If the owner's ventriloquist dummy's in here, I'm going to be very upset. Oh man, I hate retro things. I don't know if I get the open concept between these 2 bedrooms. It's a Mike and Ike Hammer candy comic, Sleep with a Swedish Fish. Put this in my comic book rack collection in my office. Yeah, just some books. Well, no big bad wolf will be... Well, I see they like to keep things hot in the bedroom. Gross. This bowl is full of fruit. Yeah, just some books. Not my size, not my style, not my day. An old Zoom portable music device. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, my mom got me one of these while all the other kids were getting iPads and iPods. I remember just how I felt that day. Wonder what happened to it. Oh, yeah. Now I remember. Perfect place to keep a midnight snack. Nice. If the owner's ventriloquist dummy's in here, it's just a plant. Now I could use that. Isn't that DeForest Bunny from Night of the Lepus? There's room for every member of the Brady family on here, except... Oh, it's like a... Now that's my kind of book. The immortal words of Goldilocks. This chair is just right. You can really judge a person by the kind of groceries they buy. Standard groceries, and none of them look very edible. I've always learned the hard way that the stove gets hot. Now that's my kind of book. This frame needs 9 baseball cards. That accomplished nothing. Surely, after all, this petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here. Classic. Hello. The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1, a friendly greeting. That's not right. Man, I don't even know what I was trying. I don't know what I was thinking. Guess I better not be too creative, because it won't work. That's not right. This petri dish is encrusted with all sorts of gunk. I'll need to clean it off to see what's underneath here. Yep, that's a sink. That accomplished nothing. Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self-esteem. Boy, I try not to look directly into a mirror because it's kind of bad for my self. This petri dish is that accomplished. My landlord always reminds me that indoor plumbing is a. That's not right. Rub-a-dub-dub. That was a waste of time. No bidet? Sick. I find moisturizing to be the most important part of a day. Keep out of reach of children. Oh, banana. Ah, a remembrance of a much simpler time. Well, that was stupid. Hello. The 8 lost rules of etiquette. Rule number 1, a friendly greeting could open doors for you.